What up, YouTube Lakes? Coming back at you with another Starcraft 2 cast. On the top left-hand side of the map, we have our red Protoss player, Circéé, and on the bottom right-hand side of the map, we have our blue Zerg player, Mfor. Circéé switching things up a bit, saying hi, no GL, no GLHF, just a hi. I don't know if I'm superstitious or what, but anytime I see a player open up with something atypical, it foreshadows cheese. Like if they say GL or GLHF with a big happy face, it makes me feel like cheese is on the horizon, but we shall see if I'm right. This is already an unusual opener, I feel like, for the Protoss. Usually versus Zerg players, Protoss tries to wall off the natural and get an early expansion just to match the economy of their enemy player here, and it does look like this is going to be a hatchery first from our blue Zerg player here. Double gateway. He is setting up a wall here. Now, this is a platinum level game, so we may see some unusual playstyles and strategies here. We're just going to throw that out there. Another pylon in the main base. It does not look like Circéé has any plans to expand anytime soon. We do have the spawning pool and the extractor coming down for our blue Zerg player. Looking to be a relatively standard opener for Mfor here. Zealots already on the way. One zealot at the very least. Second zealot also on the way. They will block this wall here to the main base. This probe is getting ready to throw something down. We do have the cybernetics core as well. Still no expansion. This may be some sort of all-in coming from our red Protoss player here. Looking ahead, he's going for the zealots. I don't know if this is a charge zealot play. I don't even know if Circéé has a plan, to be honest. But we do have this third hatchery on the way for the blue Zerg player, so he is definitely going for some sort of macro play. Zerglings on their way out here, probably going to do some scouting or just keep an eye on the natural here. The Overlord will take a peek at the main base of the Protoss player, will likely be confused that there's no expansion for his enemy player here. Twilight Council and 2 more gateways on the way. I'm really curious if this is going to be charge coming out of the Twilight Council or possibly DTs, but 1 base DTs against a 3 base Zerg. You better hope that this Zerg player will not have any spore crawlers or detection, otherwise you will be very behind in economy, and I just don't know if Circéé can keep up after that. Let's see if charge is going to be researched here. We have a stalker on the way. Warp gate just about finishing up, and here it is, the Dark Shrine. The Dark Shrine we've all been waiting for. Let's see if this does any damage. We do have the probe here with a mouthful of gold minerals just to show it off to the enemy player. Hey, look what I got. I got money. These Zerglings will take this probe out. They have speed. Probe immediately goes down. Unfortunately, those gold minerals lost forever. Warp gate finishing up for the red Protoss player here. The Dark Shrine is just about halfway done. We have the Roach Warren here as well, about to finish for our blue Zerg player. We don't see any spore crawlers yet. The hatchery is not upgraded, so we have the Baneling Nest as well on the way for the blue Zerg player. But if he does not get any detection anytime soon, this may just end the game for him. The Dark Shrine is about to finish. Robotics facility also on the way, and we have a very late expansion from the red Protoss player here. We have a big warp in for DTs. These zealots will let them through. There are just a couple Zerglings that may get the scout and be able to spot this in time. These DTs run by. Let's see if these Zerglings see this. They are following They are following the DTs, but I don't know if Mfor noticed. Taking a look, it does look like Mfor noticed. We have spore crawlers coming in to the mineral line of all 3 bases. This will shut down the DTs if they don't get this in time. Spore crawlers will finish before the DTs can make it to the base of the Zerg player. This is a lot of Zerglings to deal with. These DTs realize that they have been found. It looks like they're trying to get an angle here, but I don't think they can. Unfortunately for the DTs, they are going to try to snipe some of these Zerglings here. This Spore Crawler put itself just a little bit out of position. They are going to snipe. They are going to potentially snipe this Spore Crawler here. I guess it doesn't have detection if it's unburrowed. I actually did not realize that. We do have another Spore Crawler here that is about to pop. These DTs going ham on these Zerglings here. This Spore Crawler will go down. I wonder if they're going to be able to snipe this one. They likely will be able to. They get the surround on this Spore Crawler. Finally, we have an Overseer Cocoon right here in the main base of the Zerg player. These DTs doing so much damage. Taking a look at the units lost here, we have 76 units total lost for the Zerg player. Eventually, these DTs will go down, but they took out a lot of units. Total units lost here, it's 2,000, roughly to 1,000. So, just to show how expensive those DTs are, 4 DTs, almost 1,000 resources versus 78 Zerglings and maybe some workers here. 2,000 resources, so that is a crazy difference. Only 1 worker killed for each player, so that was the majority Zerglings. There is no shield battery here. These Zerglings may be able to overwhelm the Protoss. I would like to see another warp-in of DTs. We do not have an Overseer here in the base of the Protoss player here, and we do have a warp-in of DTs. They will be able to hold off some of these Zerglings. It looks like they are running away, but the Overseer does come to help out and give vision to these Zerglings here. DTs, high DPS, but are relatively squishy. Able to take out a lot of these Zerglings. At this point, I would mix in some Zealots as well. Zealots are a very good unit against Zerglings, but at this point, it looks like there's just too many. And this is what we were talking about. This DT rush did not do enough damage, and now it is about to be 1 base Protoss against 3 base Zerg. Circéé is going to have to get some very good engagements here to be able to deal with this, and we do have Banelings on the way. They will be able to easily bust through this wall. We only have 1 DT hanging out on the ramp here, but it was not even holding position. 3 of the warp gates are now depowered. We do still have about 5 warp gates that are functional. These Zerglings, though, they are just doing a lot of work. Circéé leaving the game, no GG, opens up with a high, and then just leaves the game without a goodbye, not even a GG. So unfortunately for him, this DT rush was spotted, gave Mfor plenty of time to react, throwing down those Spore Crawlers in each of the mineral lines, giving him detection even though he did not have the Overseer. This allowed him to hold off the 4 DTs relatively easily, eventually taking them out, losing minimal workers, only lost 1 worker in that whole engagement, and then unfortunately for Circéé, was overwhelmed by a 3 base Zerg with Speedlings. The macro was just not able to keep up. He did have a lot of production here, but unfortunately only had that 1 expansion that wasn't even very well established. So a bit of an unfortunate situation for Circéé there, allowing his DTs to get spotted by those Zerglings and ultimately losing the game. That DT push had to win him the game, otherwise this was going to happen. Going against 3 base Zerg as a 1 base Protoss, just not an ideal situation. So that is it for me tonight. If you enjoy my casts, please consider sending me a like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you want me to cast some of your games, my email will be in the description below. And I'll see you guys on the next one.